double click, locate the folder, music, select file, then play. Next, reviews. What about we stop? Hello, kumusta and mabuhay? Welcome to our tutorial. Today we are going to create a simple MP3 player using Visual Basic. But before we begin, don't forget to click the subscribe button on our channel. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so let us begin. So first, we have to open our Visual Studio program. Then create a new project. Create a name. So we'll just call it MP3 player. Okay, so in here, we need a text box and a list box and a button. So let us arrange the objects. Let us rename our text box into txt. Let's call it txt directory location. Then our text property in our button, let's change it to browse. Then also the name of our button, let's rename it to btn browse. Okay, so the button will browse the location of the file. Then if that or folder pala, if that folder has an mp3 file, then it will be listed here in our list box. So the name of our text box is txt directory location. Then our button is the btn browse. So the list box, I just call it list box 1. Let's go to our code window. Just click F7 on our keyboard there. Then we will create a public sub here that I will call a list items. Okay, then enter on your keyboard. We have to clear the list box first. So list box 1 dot items dot clear. Okay, after we clear the list box 1, we have to use a loop code that will scan the directory folder. Okay, so the loop code is for each. Okay, for each I'll just call it found file or file found. Yes, file found. For each file found, okay, this will be a string value or string variable. We will search it in my computer. That file system that get files. Okay, then txt tirloc dot text. This is where we input the folder directory location. Okay, then if the file found in the directory to lower ends with, and it will ends with extension file name of .mp3. Okay, then enter listbox 1 dot items dot add. So we will add the file found. Okay, then it will split So you will split the names of the files separated by backslash. Okay, so file found, that's split again. This code scans the target folder for an MP3 file. Then it prints it in the list box. We need a button to trigger the code. So let us use the browse button. Okay, so double click the browse button. Okay, then just call the name of our public sub here. So it is list items. Okay, let's try our program. So start there. So I have a file here located at my the drive D with MP3 files on it. So drive D, located drive D and music here. So we have already a file here with an MP3 file. So let us try with our program. So it is located at drive D, music folder. Then browse. Here you go. So our program found some MP3 file on the music. Then he listed it in the list box. If we enter an invalid folder location in the text box, an error message will appear. Okay, so let us insert some code here, like this code here on error, just resume next. Okay, so when that happens again, or when I accidentally click the browse button, no error message appeared. Let's try it again. There you go. Okay, so what I want to do next is when I type here the location, it automatically search for the MP3 file. Okay, so just double click the text box here. Okay, so be sure your event is text change here. Then call for the name, this list items. So every time I'll type a location here, it automatically search for a MP3 file. Now let's set the real function of our browse button. Let us change the code of our browse button. First, we need a folder browser. Yeah. Folder browser dialog 1. Okay. Then we'll go back to our code, double click the browse button. Okay. So in here, we will when we click the browse button, it will open the folder browser dialog. So let's code here with if function, if folder browser dialog. Okay, that show. So we have to show the dialog. Okay. So when that browser dialog is open and we click OK, so Windows that forms, okay, that dialog. So dialog result that OK, then okay, then the directory will be printed out in the txt directory location that text. Okay, so folder browser dialog that selection, okay, or selected path there. Okay, then after we copied it, so we have to call for the list items again. List items. Okay, our code is ready. Let's try it out. Okay, when you click the browse button, it will open the folder browser there. So then we will search manually for the file. There it is, music, then OK. Now let's add some controls for our media player. Okay, so we need 4 buttons. Let us just copy the buttons. Browse here. Control C, Control V. So this is the play button. Play. The second button will be the previous button. So let's put some symbols like that. Greater, less than, and greater than. Then this button is the next button, and the last button is the stop. Okay, let us rename their name properties. Okay, so for our play button, I will just rename this to BTN play. BTN play. Then the previous button is BTN pre. Then the next button is BTN NXT, means next. Then the stop button will be BTN stop. Okay, so we rename them. Now let us add reference with our Windows Media Player. So we'll go to Project, Add Reference, Home, then type Libraries, then browse for the Windows Media Player 1.0. Okay, here it is. Okay. Then we'll go to our code window. Okay. So we import the Windows Media Player here above our public class. So imports WMP lib or library. Then we will declare some variable here. Okay. So dim, let's call it MP3 player, as this will be our Windows Media Player. Then we will equate it to new Windows Media Player. Okay. It will call a new Windows Media Player. Then let's test our play button. Let's add some code here. So we will call the name of our MP3 player that URL, then equal to, we will get the first part of the location on txt directory location that text. Then we will add some backslash here to complete the address, then directory address, then the mp3 file. So get the mp3 file on the list box. It's box 1 that selected item. This will play the music or the mp3 file located in this location. It depends on what we select on the list box. Okay, then start. Let's try it. Start. We will browse for the file again, or the location, or the folder is in drive D music. Okay, then okay, and then we will have to select which to play here. So let's try the American Country Road. Play. Okay, how about the Cheers? Cheers 20. Cheers 3. Okay, then we okay, it works. So we have to complete our code on our next 3 buttons. Let's start from here. Okay, let's let us start the code with the stop button. In here, it's a so we have to call for the mp3 player, then the control, then we will have to stop the music there. Okay. Okay, so I'll just type the location, music there. Okay, so American Country Road, stop. American Country Road. Stop. Okay, cheers. Stop.